Before I knew it, my parents made me shower with my little brother.
That's gay, dude.
I was like 5 when that happened.
I'm just saying, you've seen another guy's penis is all.
It was my little brother's.
That makes it even weirder.
You're making it sound like I had pleasure in it.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is that I've had sex with a lot of women.
What?
Many girls have seen my penis and liked it is all.
That may be true, but I doubt they like that nose of yours.
What did you just say?
I mean, come on. You gotta admit, that's one huge snoz right there.
That's not funny.
Dude, relax. It's just a joke, man.
That's not funny. I don't think it's funny. I found nothing funny in that insult.
George!
Don't touch me.
What was all that about?
Beats me.
So, you showered with your brother?
Many times, yeah.
JJ is doing his own thing. Everybody, at the end of the day, everybody should be doing their own thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good evening, people of YouTube. Welcome to a little show I like to call Useless YouTubers. In each episode, I will be picking apart a creator who I feel contributes nothing to the website at large. As an aside, don't take the title too seriously. In future episodes, I might eventually have to talk about people who I don't think are completely useless, but do things that are worth criticism. With that being said, the person that we're talking about today is totally useless. And just who is the first person I wanted to talk about? Who is deserving to be the star of the pilot for this show? None other than Deji Alatunji, aka ComedyShortsGamer.
Hey guys, it's ComedyShortsGamer here!
Hey guys, ComedyShortsGamer here! But yes, in my humbling opinion, Deji is one of the most arrogant, insecure, misogynistic, hypocritical, manipulative plagiarists here on YouTube. Shall I explain why? Very well then. In this episode, we'll be talking about all the biggest moments in his career and also be taking a closer look at his content. Let's see if this fame-hungry parasite should be kicked off YouTube, or if I'm nothing more than just some clout chaser. I think the odds are in my favor. So, how did Deji get his start on YouTube? Well, to put it bluntly, it's because of his brother, KSI. KSI started making FIFA gaming videos back in the day and was pretty successful at it. And less than 2 years later, Deji threw his hat into the ring and started his own YouTube channel called ComedyShortsGamer. Decided to follow in Big Brother's footsteps and started making gaming videos as well. But Deji was smart enough back then to diverse the gameplays a bit. The most common insult Deji gets is that, oh, you're only successful because of your brother. Now, I'm not the type of person to just go along with the crowd and just say whatever it is everyone else is saying. But in this case, I have to agree. Deji, I can pretty much guarantee you that if you were an only child and started YouTube on your own, there's no way you'd be as successful as you are now. Not even close. In fact, I'm almost convinced that you would have never seen 1 million subs if you were to do it on your own. KSI has gone from FIFA to vlogs to music to boxing. And guess what? So has Deji, huh? Right after JJ already proved that it was cool to do those things, Deji was like, oh, okay, mate. As the video continues, I will be listing examples of how Deji is just a carbon copy of JJ. But for now, let's take a closer look at his content nowadays. When you go to his channel, the majority of what you will see are reaction videos and challenges. You'd expect a channel with 10 million subscribers, almost 10 million subscribers, to put out some actual effort into their video ideas, but no, he doesn't. But surely he makes it up in the editing process. No, simple cuts. If it's a reaction video, he'll swap between full screen video to full screen Deji. Maybe like one copyright free song playing in the background. Maybe. I also wanted to show a side-by-side of how KSI and Deji both edit their videos. So I picked a video that they've both reacted to Randolph's diss track. Now, you can already tell a clear giveaway that KSI spends more time in the editing process while Deji just rambles on in front of the camera. No cuts, no zoom-ins, no music or anything. But, I mean, just look at... It's pretty clear of who actually spends time putting in the editing process while the other just cashes in for the views, for the drama. Okay. No original video ideas, no effort in the editing process, but at the very least, he has that hilarious Alatunji personality that he can rely on. Right?
Look at man's swag, by the way. Just look, peep the swag, peep the swag. You see the swag? Peep the swag, son. You see that? Man's lit. Anyway, I know you guys are saying, what are you wearing, Dej? Think I'm gonna change? I ain't changing for you guys. Huh? Think I'm gonna change? Joke, you're funny. Alright, so, I changed. Yeah.
Oh no. How? Your brother, your father, and your mother have made me laugh on many occasions, but somehow the family sense of humor skipped you. Deji's idea of comedy is just swearing over and over again. Yeah, that'll make the 8-year-olds out there laugh, man. You know, they'll clap their hands, rock their seat back and forth. Oof. Not only is Deji unfunny, but he has this tendency of repeating himself a lot.
Alright guys, so basically, I'm making this video today because this guy I've been beefing with is a prick. Just a prick. He's this huge looking prick. Did I mention he's a prick? Because he is. Prickly little guy, isn't he? Big prick. So, yeah. Buy snack much now. Right now.
Now, I realize it's something he can't control. I mean, there are people in my life who repeat themselves a lot. Hell, even I do that from time to time. But here's the difference. I actually cut out all the times I do it. Deji doesn't. He leaves it all in. If he puts out a video that should only be like about 4 minutes long, it'll be stretched out to like 8 minutes. That's how much he repeats himself. It literally doubles the length of the video. I have 2 theories of why he may do this. Either A, he feels the need to say things over and over again to really push the message into his fans' skulls because he thinks they're stupid. Or B, he's just too lazy to cut it all out. It's most likely B. Deji also likes to start off quite a few of his videos by saying, I didn't want to make this video.
So, I didn't want to make this video, I really didn't. A lot of you guys have asked me to react to my brother's latest song called Beerus. I mean, I didn't really want to react to this, but...
Then why are you making it? You do realize that it's your channel and you can do whatever content you want, right? But since he prefaces the video by saying, this wasn't my idea, nor do I really want to be making it, it allows him to shift the blame onto someone else, just in case he gets flack for it. Deji, you're getting a lot of hate for that last video you made. Well, the fans demanded that I made it, so not my fault. Dodging responsibility just by saying someone wanted me to make it. It truly is a genius little tactic until someone calls you out for it. There are plenty of talented people on this website who would kill to have the number of subs that Deji has, so I'd imagine it must be infuriating for them to watch as someone like him just squander it all by putting out this half-assed content. Currently, Deji has over 1,600 videos on his channel, but how many of those videos are well done and deserve to be watched over and over again? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say like 50 of them, and I'm sure I don't have to explain why that ratio is just so terrible. But let's take a second and talk about one good video I saw Deji made. During his beef with Jake Paul, which we'll get to later, but during that, he made a video called Exposing Jake Paul. In this video, he proves that Jake photoshops his pictures on Instagram to make himself look muscular and more intimidating than he actually is. And he also proves that Jake is not as tall as he claims to be.
I'm gonna be exposing Jake for the fake that he is. There's too much on Jake Paul that is just so fake that it's annoying me now.
The editing is good, he barely repeats himself, and it gets straight to the point. It's genuinely a well done video, and it's just disappointing to see he doesn't make more stuff like this. Making memorable videos takes time and effort. Who knew? But I've talked enough about his content. Let's get to the actual tea and crumpets of this video, shall we? Everybody loves drama, man. Not the fake kind, though. Back in 2017, KSI left YouTube for a bit to transform, I guess is the best way to put it.
I'm transforming as a human being. And I'm leaving what I was in the past, and now I'm just looking at the future.
Came back, basically the same guy, but with new music. Shortly after his return, he makes a video announcing that he has left the Sidemen and has been living with the Clout Gang.
Obviously, as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm no longer with the Sidemen. I will be going solo, I guess.
Then both Ethan and Harry came out with diss tracks on JJ, thus the beef began. Now why am I talking about this in a video that's about Deji? Well...
Yeah, fuck the Sidemen!
Fuck the Sidemen! I can't stand them!
All of the Sidemen's social blades were on fire during all of this for obvious reasons, so Deji knew he had to get himself involved somehow by not making a diss track on just one of them, but on all of them. Look at this mistake he made in the lyrics.
I mean a black man with a tiny dick!
He just won't stop repeating himself, will he? But besides from that editing error, he also, in his lyrics, just says the most generic insults. Calling Ethan fat, saying Vic has big eyebrows, coming at Josh's teeth. He also says Simon has white hair. Twice. Deji also says the word dick like 8 times. 9 if you count the one time he says cock.
Dick, 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 my dick's big, fuck you, bitch!
My point is that the lyrics are just terrible. This was Deji's first attempt at making a music video, and it's just so crystal clear that he saw that KSI and the boys were doing something new and fun to get people hyped and stuff, and he just had to assert himself right in there. Kind of like back in elementary school when the unpopular kids would be picked last in gym. Although, in this scenario, Deji isn't even that kid. He's the kid in the other classroom who leaves and comes to the gym thinking that he can still somehow play. After Deji releases his diss track, both Vic and Simon responded. Now, Vic did his just for fun, but the true rivalry was between Deji and Simon. Once Simon responded, Deji knew he had to clap back.
Simon, your bars were weak as shit. Let me show you how it's done.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Play that back real quick. That beat sounds familiar. But why?
Imagine attacking a loyal friend. Some of this I can't apprehend. You even brought in my girlfriend. Something I wouldn't recommend.
Oh, yeah. On the other side of the Sidemen beef, Ethan had just released his second diss track on KSI. And Deji just so happens to use the same beat that Ethan did. Suspicious. Also, Ungrateful just gets kind of weird.
I don't give a fuck, man. I shit in the urinal. I don't give a shit, man. I fuck in the cubicle. In other words, I'm saying I don't care.
This is probably the only rap song I've ever heard that has to explain its own lyrics right after saying them.
Yo man, I watch the Wonder Pets regularly. Still? Yeah. I still drink Capri Suns.
The point I'm trying to get at is that I'm in touch with my inner child. That was the whole point. Yay, rapping 2019. My dick's big. But my biggest problem with the Sidemen beef was the realization I had after it was all over.
It was fake, motherfuckers! You mad? Huh? You mad, bro? You mad, sis? Look at all them views! It's raining money!
Yes, ladies and gents, the Sidemen beef was fake after all. Both JJ and Deji made videos being very clear that there was never any real drama.
Sidemen beef was fake. Alright? You're hearing it from me. I am friends with the Sidemen, okay? I've like Simon, I have known him for years. He's like an older brother to me.
Now, the problem with all of this is not the fact that this is all fictional. Pretend to be mad at your friends publicly for views, whatever. But when you think about it, Deji just flat out lied so casually to all of his fans during all this. And not just them either. Deji made a video with his mother reacting to JJ's and Harry's first diss tracks to each other. In the beginning of the video, Deji explains that his mom had been away on vacation during all this in Portugal, so she had no idea of any of this beef that was happening.
But I thought they were meant to be friends, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this real or is it fake?
No,
Real?
this is real beef.
Honestly, is this real or?
Yeah, this is real, man. How can someone publicly call you out to be a retard, and how was that not real?
That is nasty. That is nasty.
You're right, Mama Alatunji. It is quite nasty. You know what I find nastier, though? Publicly lying to your mother and all of your impressionable fans just so you can help push a false narrative. It's pretty scummy. Now, it's possible that the mom already knew that all this was fake and was just playing it up for the video, right? But either way, it doesn't look good for Deji. Either he's lying to his mom and his fans, or he's forcing his mom to lie to his fans for him. It's like when pranksters on YouTube back in the day would fake every prank they do. Once you betray your audience's trust, everything you ever did and everything you're going to do will come into question.
There's the worst thing you can do as a YouTuber is lie to your audience because you are ruining subscriber trust. Never lie to your fans.
I realize that people are going to be like, oh, what about KSI and the rest of the Sidemen? They lied too. They did, but this video isn't about them. Now is it? If I were to make a useless YouTubers on any of those guys, then yeah, I'd surely bring this up. But since Deji is the main focus for this, then I'm just going to point the finger right at him. Also, whatever happened to that Harry diss track, Dej?
It looks like I'm doing 2 diss tracks. Apparently, I need to end Road to Shore and I need to end Simon. And Harry, you're next. Next time, don't try getting drugs at a charity match. You fucking pleb.
George! What? What are you doing?
Throwing all of Jordan's shit into a suitcase.
Why?
You heard him, man. He said I had a big nose.
He was just joking.
It's not funny, though.
Yeah, to you.
Exactly.
And how do you expect Jordan to react when he comes home?
He's not coming home.
What do you mean?
Change the locks on the door so he can't get in.
You did what?
You heard me. Here's your copy.
George, be reasonable.
Be reasonable? Camilo, are you insinuating that I'm taking the piss?
Kinda.
How so?
Well, let's see. Jordan makes one crack at your nose. Now when he finishes working this double shift, he has no home to come to.
That's right. He should not have bit the hand that feeds him.
Huh?
This is my apartment. I was nice enough to let him stay here, and he rocked it.
Funny. I could have sworn this apartment was ours.
But I pay for most of the rent. Therefore, I own it more than you two.
Didn't realize that was what I was signing up for.
I mean, I thought it was obvious.
Great. Great. So you're just gonna throw away your friendship you had with Jordan with 6 years.
He shouldn't have made fun of me.
Okay.
Once the Sidemen beef completely subsided, it was time for JJ to fight Joe Weller. This is KSI's first time jumping into the ring for a legitimate boxing match, and he won. As part of his victory speech, he decided to call out a couple of certain YouTubers, something that I'm sure he regrets doing. Not because he's scared of them, but because they're annoying.
Obviously, man's got this belt right now. If any YouTuber wants it, you can come get it. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, any of the Pauls, I don't care. Bring it.
And naturally, Jake and Logan Paul decided to make a whole spectacle of this.
How about my dad, bro?
He's KSI versus Greg Paul. Wait, he said he would fight any Paul, right? Yeah, he did. That's the first thing that came to my mind. My dad would beat his 54-year-old who's had a heart attack. Beats FIFA gamer YouTuber PSI. I'm dead.
So how did Deji get involved in this one? Well, shockingly, it wasn't all on his own this time. Right after the KSI versus Joe Weller fight, the legendary killer Keemstar put out a tweet saying that he wanted to see a battle of the siblings. KSI versus Logan Paul, and Deji versus Jake Paul. So no, Deji didn't come up with the idea, but he certainly added coal to the fire.
Jake Paul is a pussy. Do you know why he's a pussy? So my brother publicly called him out to a fight, and his response that he has two options: one, to fight his dad, and two, to fight mini Jake Paul. I mean, if you're that much of a pussy just to say no, then I don't understand. You're such a pussy.
Deji is not capable of being the bigger man. He always has to stoop down to the other person's level. You'll notice that a lot. In Deji's video, he calls out Jake for hiding behind his dad, which is a fair criticism, because Jake is an adult at this point. The problem arises when you also hide behind your parents.
We know that our boys are beef between themselves. They are talking. They are trying to solve it. But what I really want you guys to do is please stop the hate.
Jake is such a pussy, dude. Like, having his dad fight his battles for him. How pathetic. Huh? What? I'm getting hate now? Oh, mom, dad, help! We'll talk more about that whole situation later, but I'm just showing it now so you can see more proof of Baby Alatunji's hypocrisy. Jake reacts to Deji's video and acts like he came up with the idea of the fight of the big brothers and the fight of the little brothers.
Why don't I fight Comedy Short and Logan fights KSI. Both little brothers versus both big brothers. Yeah! Oh my god.
So naturally, Deji starts to back down a little because he's realizing what he's getting himself into. But at the same time, he still wanted to make videos with using Jake's name in the title. So you can understand the bind that he's in. Man, I just want to talk shit about that controversial guy every day, but I don't want to be responsible for my own actions. Oh, woe is me. Even JJ tried to get Deji out of it.
Me versus you, J. Paul, in a boxing match. Leave my bro out of this because I'm the one that called you out.
Back and forth videos happened between Deji and Jake. Also at this time, Deji would take notes from Jake on how to title his videos. So that's butting into JJ's drama, using one of Ethan's beats, and copying Jake's titles. I just want to make sure everyone's following along with us. It honestly didn't look like the fight was going to happen, and it was all just for some drama and clickbait. Until it actually came into fruition.
Yes, it looks like I am fighting KSI.
And the fight's on! Yay! Everyone has guaranteed drama content for the next 6 months. Whoop whoop! Eventually, JJ and Deji come to the decision that it would be smart if Deji were to move in the Sidemen house. That way, KSI could keep on a look on him, make sure he's training, make sure he's eating properly, and that he's just ready for the fight with Jake. And so, of course, it doesn't go as planned.
JJ went on my stream and started beating me up. Oh my god! Josh! Stop! JJ! Stop! Stop!
Come on, let's go, bro!
Just wait! I have a money gun right here. I'm just gonna piss JJ off. I'm gonna just spray him in the face with all of this money. There's so much.
For some reason, in that little brain of his, Deji thinks that KSI bugging him to train when he's just playing Fortnite is the same thing as when Deji makes a raid on Alajid when he's working. So Deji is swiftly kicked out of the house by his brother, and surely enough, he's back at home just disappointing his parents.
I'm not joking you. I actually had to drive 2 freaking hours back home because JJ was not letting me back in the house.
For anyone saying that this video was faked, I mean, KSI's not wearing a bandana in this, so that should be enough evidence for you. I don't know what else to tell you. Deji ends up moving back into the Sidemen house due to his mom talking to JJ for him.
So I got my mum to convince JJ. Here's that clip.
JJ, it's your mom. Please, can you let Deji in tonight? I don't want him to stay here any longer.
Wow, another time that your parents had to fight your battles for you. Oh, but hold on. We haven't heard from Randolph at all yet in this video. Randy?
He was like bringing girls back to the house when he's meant to be training, which is like, remember, it's not just him that lives here. It's not even just JJ that lives here. It just disrespected the house. So at that point, everyone was like, "Look, you have to stop paying rent.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna, if you're gonna throw,
it was if you're gonna train, we'll happily accept this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll happily accept you not cleaning up after yourself. Blah blah blah. We'll take it because we know in 3 months' time you're gonna fight Jake Paul. That's a big moment.
Yeah.
But if you're not gonna train, We're not dealing with this.
Deji was going to go live with Vidal, and Vidal was like, I'm going to like literally, you're up every day, 6 a.m., no food. I'm with you every day. I'll shadow you. I'll make sure you're doing this thing.
Yeah.
And Deji was like, and then Deji was like, yeah, cool, I'll do that. And then Vidal was like, well, obviously you need to pay rent. And Deji was like, what?
What was it? It was
What?
like...
Why?
Huh. Not cleaning up after yourself, having strange girls over all the time, and not paying rent. It's no wonder Deji was never an official member of the Sidemen. Deji, all those are just common courtesy. Do people really have to explain to you normal adult responsibilities? Of course, you have to help pay with the rent if you're staying with somebody. And obviously, you don't live like a slob. Hate to break it to you, but Mummy is not going to clean up after you all the time. Some time has passed, and now it is time for the first press conference.
Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! She said, fuck Jake Paul! She said, don't do anything stupid!
Deji, isn't it bad enough that you repeat yourself, but you're also going to make a whole crowd do it too?
Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul!
Well, that worked for like 2 seconds. It's almost as if a middle school sense of humor, like saying fuck this person over and over again, was going to have no effect on a confident, secure 21-year-old man. Oh no. Jake even starts the chant himself at the next press conference.
Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Let's go!
And just what do you think Deji does when he walks on stage?
Yo! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul!
Hey!
That's all you hear!
Y'all dumbasses say anything else?
Wow, you really showed everyone how predictable you are. During this conference, Jake actually shares his opinion on Deji losing his trainer.
When you heard that Deji wasn't being trained with Vidal anymore, what did you think?
Vidal said on his story that he was done with the bullshit because Deji wasn't working hard enough.
Yo, no one cares!
And so he had to go to Vic's Boxing Gym, home of 0 world champions.
Is anyone listening?
Who cares? Is that really all you have to say? Jake shockingly gives you actual criticism, and all you have to say is who cares? Yeah, I lost that trainer who helped JJ beat Joe Weller, but who cares? Deji, so many people on the internet are rooting for you to kick this subhuman's ass, and you're just letting everybody down, including your friends.
I'm gonna lean towards Jake.
For real?
Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna do Deji like that? Yo, honestly, Deji's my boy, but like, Jake is kind of taller, he's kind of bigger.
I just don't think Deji's ready, I don't know.
But look, maybe Deji's seeing us talk trash about him, maybe it fuels him up.
No, it won't. If anything, he'll lose fuel for the motivation, and he'll just have a meltdown on Twitter about it. But to get back to Jake, he is showing that Deji does not know how to handle criticism. And not just in the press conference either, he does it again in the face-to-face video.
So how do you explain like the videos when you're training with your brother and you get hit once in the stomach and you fall to the ground?
That's just for you, really. That's just for you to...
Can you explain that?
Think what you want. So you think, oh, he's not taking it seriously. And then August 25th, you'll know.
Because you just look like a scared kid when you're boxing.
Well, August 25th, you'll know. Let's see who the kid is, August 25th.
Because you just fall on the ground, like...
He knows what the date is. You don't need to keep saying it. Also, how does that answer his question?
August 25th, you'll see.
Ugh, God, Deji's an idiot.
Can you imagine walking into that arena with all the noise, all the screaming, all the haters, all the
I'm
lovers?
ready for it.
Can you take that kind of pressure?
100%. 100%.
Have you done anything like that before?
I don't need to.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
Wow, you don't need to? It amazes me how blissfully unaware he is of his own stupidity.
Thing is, I was nervous throughout the whole thing. The nerves hit me so hard.
Even during the fight?
Yeah.
Huh. Didn't see that coming.
They kicked you out of the house, I thought.
No, they didn't kick me out of the house. No.
Oh, okay.
And you make...
That's what everyone says.
That's what you just make things up, like my trainer dropping me.
So
when did that happen?
Deji is lying again just to save face. But enough of that. It's time for the fight.
Crash and burn, found myself beneath the emptiness. Wanting more, I let it go. Holding on to love.
Finally the fight we've all been waiting for the past 6 months. So what was the outcome? Did Deji's training pay off? Did his actions live up to his big talk? Does he let the entire internet down? Jake won. No, and of course he let everybody down. I mean, just look at the weigh-in.
86 even, 86 kilos for the undefeated 82.5.
Did you catch it? Let's look again. Abs. Dad bod. I mean, hey, I'm not the one to talk about dad bods, but I'm also not the one who's supposed to be going through this intense boxing training for a huge fight. I'm also exaggerating, obviously, for how flabby he looks, but it's pretty clear to everyone that out of the four of them, he's the least muscular. Right after the weigh-in, he goes on a little bit of a rant.
Jake Paul's delusional, and I'm gonna show him August. It's tomorrow.
He's so used to saying August 25th that he forgot it was the next day. Kids at home, please don't be like Deji. Continue to read books. It'll expand your vocabulary. Take my word for it. Now that the fight was over, each party had released a video talking about that night. In Jake's video, he is 100% respectful. He doesn't insult Deji once.
Deji, you showed a lot of heart out there. Much respect, bro. I think you earned everyone's respect. You fought like a warrior. You have a ton of heart. So, Deji, good job, bro. We brawled it out.
Everyone must have been shocked. He's acting like a decent human being for once. So with that in mind, does anyone want to make a guess on how Deji acted in his video?
The thing is, he hit me round 4 with a body shot, and I made a noise. I was like, ugh! Once I made that noise, he knew, alright, just keep getting him at the body. They threw in the towel because they didn't want me to get any, they didn't want me to get hurt. I was good to go. In my opinion, I was good to go. If I was to have a rematch with Jake, I would f him up easy.
Making excuses, blaming your team for throwing in the towel, and confirming that you'll beat Jake up for sure next time. Unbelievable. Let me put it in British slang for you. The way that Deji's brain is wired, well, to put it simply, it's mad. So was this a total loss for Deji? I mean, he did bless the internet with this picture of Jake bleeding, so at least we all got something out of it. Technically, the next thing in the timeline is Diss Track Season 2018, but before we get into that, there is one more subject I'd like to talk about first.
My bro hates it when people call him a little bitch.
If you've been a fan of Deji's for a while now, you'll notice from time to time that he has a girl in his video. His hookups, if you will. I mean, he does say all the time he has a big dick and he has sex like crazy. He's so insecure. It's insane. He has to prove it. He just has to make sure that everybody knows by filming with them for his channel. When it comes to a topic like this, I have a critique and a compliment. Sort of. The critique is it not enough that you're getting laid right now? Like, you seriously also have to exploit your partners by putting them just in your thumbnails? It just feels gross when you think about it. As for the compliment, at least it's different from what KSI does. Over the past couple years, JJ has been keeping the relationship he's been in very private, which, in my opinion, is the right way to do it. But then again, I have been complaining this whole video of how Deji just does whatever KSI does, so, I mean, he's got me on this one. However, Deji being public about pretty much everything could lead to disastrous consequences. It's not just the girls he has over. Fans also know his address somehow and actually go there to meet him. When you're a digital influencer, it's important to maintain a private life, especially for your mental health. Maybe that's why Deji acts like a Looney Tune.
Okay, alright, go on.
But to get back to the topic at hand, Deji posted a video with him and these two girls. The way that the video's framed is that it appears that these two women just showed up to his house unannounced. Deji has no idea who they are, but lets them in anyway because he's Deji. And because it is Deji, he also starts recording.
There are 2 people in my kitchen right now, and they are the weirdest motherfuckers ever. There they are, look at them. Look at them, absolute weirdos, aren't they?
We broke him. We climbed over the gate.
It's eerily similar to that Keanu Reeves movie, Knock Knock.
You're a bad boy. Your family are victims of your perverted behavior.
Well, it's a good thing that didn't happen to Deji, right?
So, hey guys, we're welcome back to Deji's house. And he don't go with he's there on the floor.
No! Oh, he's fine. Never mind. But what's most concerning about this is what he says at the end of the video.
Truth is, they broke into my house. Yeah, they actually broke in. What are you gonna do? You can't say no to 2 blonde girls, can you?
Great lesson. Great lesson. I really hope your kid fans really took you seriously when you say that. Guys, I normally don't let people in my house, but you don't understand. They're hot, which makes it okay. Deji has also admitted publicly when he was younger, he would DM girls for sex, nudes, you name it.
Well, I used to DM girls on Twitter, alright? And this was probably when I lived in my old house. I was around like 17, 18, going on to 19 at the time. I was a bit of a horny prick.
And he only admits to this because of what happened in Randolph's second diss track.
I was 16 at the time. He said, oh, FaceTime me, ring me, I will speak to you. So I just aid him. He texts me like, oh wow, you aid me, safe, have a good life.
Always begging me for nudes, always asking. He was like, show me how you ride me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to. Like, you won't even send me a picture of your face. You know, it's a two-way street.
And to be clear, I'm not calling Deji a nunce or anything like that when I bring something up like this, but it just shows that his misogyny is not just in his videos as like some poor ironic joke like make fun of women using their body for views. But no, it was very much at some point in his life like an actual thing. Wait a second, I just made a connection. Deji repeats himself a lot, right? And you know who else repeats themselves a lot? Marina Joyce. And they used to date. You don't think that?
Basically, there's this festival called Hidden Village, and you can go to this festival. If you click the link in the description, if you would like to go to this festival meetup, I will be there. So make sure that you will click attending because I will be there, you will be there.
Hey, is anyone home? My key isn't working.
I'm coming. What do you think you're doing? Whoa! You scared me. What's up with the cloak? I was a bit cold. Were you about to let Jordan in? So what am I supposed to do? Just let him knock all night? Yes, George. I want to make one thing clear. You disrespect me, I ruined your whole life.
What's going on?
You shut up. You could have just sat silent, but no. You had to speak for yourself. You had to go against me.
I don't know.
Of course you don't. You are the biggest idiot I've ever known. I can't believe that I've ever associated myself with someone like you.
George?
It's too late for sympathy. I want you out. I have disowned you. You're nothing but a pathetic parasite. I'm starting to understand what the cloak is for.
Come on, man. I don't know what I did. Come on, let's talk about this, dude.
No, go away. I'm pissed. This is my apartment and I will call the cops.
Huh?
That's right. It'll teach you to be not so disobedient. You will bow down and show me the respect that I so richly deserve.
George, relax, dude. Calm down.
I will do no such thing. I am done listening to you. Don't make me permanently erase you from history.
What happened?
He's gone mad.
And now it is time to talk about the drama that has arisen over the past couple of months. And just like most times when a public figure says something that they probably shouldn't, it all started on a podcast.
Quadeca's up there for me. As good.
Quadeca, his latest track is dead. I feel like Quadeca thinks he's sicker than he actually is.
I think he's really good at making video raps. Like, he's really
He makes sick videos. He makes really good videos.
No, he's awkward when it comes to videos, man.
The subject of YouTube rappers comes up, and JJ and Randolph rate themselves a bit too high, in my opinion. But regardless, KSI doesn't think that Quadeca is a good rapper. So, naturally...
JJ, I'm so sorry you're angry. Hairline so fucked up, your barber is Tate Heath. I'm 18, making main stages. You were 18 and a virgin in the basement making rape faces.
Diss track season is back, yeah! But what does Deji have to do with all this? Any guesses at all? Okay. Well, around this time, Deji got into some drama with Randolph over something so sinister, so vile, so unbelievably cruel that Andrew says about him in a Sidemen video.
Name a dead YouTube channel.
Deji.
Oh, wow, that's family. That's family, bro. That's family.
I think that's too. I
think that's too much of an instinct.
Do you mean, what can you define dead?
Dead as in not doing well on YouTube.
Deji's doing well, man.
Ooh, right in the throat.
Yes, Randolph makes a joke about Deji having a dead channel, so I'm pretty sure you can guess how Deji responded to that.
Randolph, you are the Sidemen as well as JJ's bitch. You are literally their bitch. You're JJ's cameraman. He pays your salary. I mean, you spend more time with JJ than you do your own wife. You spend more time in the Sidemen house than you do in your own house.
Randy just makes a little joke, and you just call him JJ's bitch, and also call him out on the fact on why he spends so much more time at the Sidemen house than at his own house. I mean, to be fair to Randolph, I'm pretty sure he said on his podcast that he lives 3 hours away from the Sidemen house.
I have to set everything up. I have to sit there.
Keep going.
Let them know, bro.
Keep going.
I have to do all this shit. I have to produce it. I have to mix it, master it. I have to drive 3 hours to get here.
So if that is the case, then yeah, I'd sleep over at the Sidemen house too. Especially if my schedule the next day was so jam-packed that it would just make sense to stay over so it could save time.
The reason I'm losing subs is I changed my name. For those of you, a lot of you will know this, I've changed my name from ComedyShortsGamer to Deji. Alright, that's the main reason.
He's also acting as if Randolph has been paying close attention to his social blade and has been crafting this mastermind plan of attacking him somehow publicly, when that's not the case at all. He just thought that in that moment it would be a funny thing to say in a comedy video. They're playing a game of Jeopardy, so obviously everything that they say should be considered gospel. Also, Deji doesn't like it when people make jokes about his career. How fascinating.
This award goes to Epic Games! No, I'm joking. It's a joke. It goes to Blizzard. Well done, Blizzard.
So it's okay for you to make a joke on this guy who's representing Epic Games in his career, but if someone were to make a joke on yours, unacceptable. Hypocrisy, ladies and gentlemen. Deji is such a mess, man. Why can't you just take a joke? From a friend, no less. You even say that you considered him family at one point.
You don't treat family bad, alright? I used to see you as like, one of us. Like family.
Busting each other's balls. That's literally what friends are for. It's mad. So Randolph saw an opportunity to take advantage of Deji's stupidity and made a diss track on him.
You're right, I've been living at the Sidemen house. I took your room, bitch, they kicked you out.
I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point that Deji is predictable, so you tell me, what's his next move?
Let's start off with the obvious things. You got less subs and you're clearly not slick.
The big difference I've seen out of these two diss tracks in particular is that Randolph has the ability to attack Deji dead on, but Deji has to rely on the people around Andrew to diss him, so he uses his wife and also JJ. I mean, the only diss he really had on Randolph was that he's fat. Deji also takes a note from Randolph here, just plagiarizing yet again. But Deji did go a little too far in this track because of something that happens visually in the video.
One thing you ain't been spreading is that JJ paid for your wedding.
You literally showed your brother's bank account info, and you didn't take that too lightly.
That's actually pissed me off. Why are you getting me involved with this, man? I didn't even pay for his wedding. That was a gift. I don't pay for his own wedding. Don't you fucking dare put my information out on blast like that. Don't do that. I keep that shit private. Mom, Dad, I'm disappointed.
Now, I don't really blame the parents in this situation because I'm sure they didn't know that Deji was going in to screen grab something and use it in a video. 100% of the blame goes on him for this. Deji, you took it too far in this video to prove a point. That's not even correct, by the way. In fact, let me check how much 4,000 pounds is in US dollars so I know what I'm dealing with here. A little over $5,000 is what JJ spent as a wedding gift. Wow, sounds like a pretty good gift by that cost. And not to mention that if we're talking about paying for an actual wedding, it costs about, on average, 5 times that. So no, Deji. KSI did not pay for Randolph's wedding. You knuckle-scraping dipshit. A simple Google search would have shown you that.
I'm worth 5 mil, 5 more than you.
Remember how much money he has. It'll be important later on. But just when you think things couldn't possibly get any worse, oh boy, you have no idea. Unless you've been following the drama, of course. But for those who haven't, let me explain. Randolph eventually releases a second diss track on Deji called Victory Speech, and oh boy, he does not hold back.
How dare you speak on my wedding when you getting bitches pregnant and then you fucking end it. I can't really comprehend it. Thought you had the good to bring it, but I guess you really didn't. Got them wrapped around your finger.
Safe to say that this track infuriated Deji to the point where Deji just makes one fatal mistake.
I have never gotten a girl pregnant. And a lot of people who have had sex with me would know why I've never gotten a girl pregnant. The only person who's ever gotten a girl pregnant is my brother, alright? My brother has got someone pregnant. And I imagine it was probably JJ who gave you some shit information, because that's what JJ's probably done.
Oh, I love how he says it so casually, because this isn't something that's known publicly, right? I mean, apparently to Deji, someone had said this in a diss track, but you could have just said it was from a diss track just for the lulz. You didn't have to double confirm that this is something that he did. But that's not all. Deji has it in his mind that KSI has been helping Randolph with these diss tracks on him, but that's not true at all. He will say anything so that he can continue to be the victim. Randolph is completely acting alone here. Not to mention, this is also the moment where Deji ruined, flat out, his relationship with his brother. On December 1st, Deji posted a tweet showing pictures of KSI blocking him on all social medias with the caption, "Family always has your back." Thus, the beef between Deji and Randolph shifted over to KSI and Deji. I mean, if you can even call it beef, this was pretty one-sided. I think Deji is taking the whole blocking thing way out of proportion, because in my opinion, it's something normal to do if someone close to you is being annoying. I did it a few months ago with a close friend of mine. I blocked him, I was mad, but the point is that it wasn't a permanent block. The next day I was over it, unblocked him, everything was normal again. So I assume that similar thing would have happened in this situation if Deji didn't go on the offense.
You say you want us to go to counselling. You're saying we're a broken family. The only thing broken is you. You're broken. You're the only one who's broken, bro. You're broken.
In this video, he's acting so delusional, as if the whole world is attacking him and Al-Ajid is leading that attack.
With my brother, you'd expect him to always be on your side in anything you do.
No, you should expect the people around you to call you out when you're in the wrong. It sounds to me like you just want a bunch of yes men around you at 24/7. That's not how life works, Deji. You need people around you that love you enough to be honest with you and tell you when you're being an asshole. If you don't have those people around you, then you can't grow as a human being.
Thing is, this isn't fake. I'm actually being genuine with you.
The boy who cried a wolf has to make it crystal clear that this is real drama, because he's lied so many times to his audience that they just assume everything is staged now.
What brother does that? Saying they hate their own brother. Over what? You hate me.
I mean, that's a pretty common thing to say about your sibling, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've told you I hate you to my sister, but that's not actually how I feel.
You dramatic fuck. You are so dramatic, it pisses me off. You insecure fucking prick. It's like your brain doesn't fucking work. You idiot. But your ego is pissing me off. You think you're the shit. You think you're so high and mighty.
Honestly, if you were to take this video out of context, it would appear that he's just talking about himself. I actually invited KSI on here to react to a little segment of the clip with me. And to my surprise, he accepted, so here we go. Why do you still have this video up, man? I know JJ only wanted you to delete the diss track on him, but in my opinion, you should have just deleted all of the videos about this drama, because you just look like an emotional wreck in pretty much all of them. After this video went out, KSI put out his own video on this topic. He deleted it like a day after, but luckily I was able to grab it before he did.
Brothers fight. Brothers say things they don't mean. At the end of the day, Dej, I will always love you. Simple as that. This is a family matter that has become public. I'm just gonna go over the points that you've made in your video.
In this video, KSI breaks down every major point that Deji makes. This just really shows that he can take criticism, because he admits when he's wrong, but it's just something that Deji is not able to do. He always has to play the victim card and never takes responsibility for when he does something shitty. For example, remember his diss track on Randolph where he put his wife's Instagram handle on there? What do you think Deji's fans did with that information?
She was getting so many messages, so many comments everywhere, saying stuff like, I'm gonna rape you, you're a cheating whore. Laura, my wife, is not in this world. She's not in this YouTube world. She's not used to these comments. She was obviously distraught after his track. She was very, very upset. And at that point, I just saw red.
You sent an angry mob to a person who has nothing to do with your idiotic drama, just because you literally had nothing to diss your opponent on. To make it worse, you never acknowledge that your fans have done this. You never publicly apologized to her, and you certainly never told your fans to stop harassing her. I mean, for all we know, people could still be doing it. You truly are a pathetic human being. And now comes the reason why I decided to make this video in the first place. Everything negative that Deji Alatunji has done in his career were pretty bad, sure, but to me, not enough for a video essay. That is, until he posted this video.
Deji, X-Dax, X-Crypt. Let's go.
You unironically made a diss track on your brother. Right after playing the victim in this situation, no less. We're brothers! You betrayed me! How could you give out information on me like that, even though you clearly didn't? And what does he do a few days later? Flies to LA, assembles the Legion of Doom, attack your brother, betray him. Oh, and also give information about him away to the other rappers that are on the track. Totally not hypocritical. Not in the slightest. I don't know how he does it.
Also, I feel the need to point out that Deji's the only one bending down in this thumbnail. But why? Could it be that he doesn't want everyone to know that he's the shortest out of the four of these guys? Insecure much?
I don't want to comment too much on this diss track, but I do have one note for each person in the video. Jallo, what is this camera angle, man? It looks like Crypt has no idea how to hold a camera, so you're constantly adjusting the angle, and decided to recite your verse while doing it. Crypt, you call KSI a snack at some point.
The snack man gotta eat it, bitch, you a snack!
I just find it hilarious, because from right around where I live, calling someone a snack is slang for thinking that they're cute. Now, I don't know what your intention is by putting this line in your verse, but all I'm saying, it's very possible that Crypt thinks that KSI looks fucking sexy. Who knows? All I'm saying is Crypt likes using his double entendres. Dax. Lele Pons, really? Out of all of the female YouTube... Okay, no. Alright, moving on. But it wasn't enough for you to put out a song where you rap about your brother having multiple abortions. No. You also had to sell said song on iTunes. You called Alajit out for murdering infants, and you also had a profit on it. This is what made me realize that Deji Alatunji is fucking disgusting. And to top all of that, he's still not done, folks. On the same day he releases Unforgivable, he also appears on KSI's arch enemy's podcast, Impulsive.
He was telling me stuff like, because one of the things, oh god, bro, my brain. It was oh bro.
No, it's good.
Oh boy, if you thought that Deji couldn't speak before, it really shows in a podcast setting where there are minimal edits.
He started it off by saying, I love you.
Yeah.
But then he was, instead of, admitting to his wrongdoings, he was just trying to, back it up.
It's like he doesn't know how an apology works. Hey, I'm sorry. This is what was going on in my mind when I did that. Please forgive me. Nah, you're just trying to save face. Don't buy it. Also, Deji tends to make generic claims on things, but has no evidence to back it up on.
You can upload the diss track. It's okay.
He said you could.
Yeah,
Did he know that you guys were going to snap on it?
Well, I told him it's nothing deep. Because it really isn't anything deep. Like the worst thing, I just said that a girl licked his ass.
He's an idiot. Oh my god. His stupidity is just pissing me off now. Like I'm convinced he has no brain.
People always think I rely on JJ. Every time people mention my channel, they're like, oh, JJ made you. It was because of JJ and stuff. And I hate that so much because I am my own person.
Then stop doing everything he does. Don't make videos that are about him anymore then.
I heard that he's had abortions. He's like...
well, your boy right there said 4. In a later lyric in the song, he said he's had his 4th abortion.
He's had pregnancy scares. So,
scares or how weak is his
not scares. Not pregnancy scares. Like he's actually had a girl pregnant to the point that they have to go to a clinic. And
4 times?
Well, I don't know if it's more, but like.
So you don't even know? That is a huge claim to make publicly in a diss track, and it's just pure speculation?
You're still respectful to your brother in some ways.
Because I love him, of course. Like, I will do anything for him.
But where do you draw the line between not telling me the name of his girlfriend and telling the entire internet he's had 4 abortions?
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Because, like, that is information that is already out there as well.
Because you put it out there in a diss track.
Didn't think I would ever say this, but thank you, Logan. Someone had to call out Deji on his logic because it just doesn't make any sense. After a couple days, Deji gets some major backlash. Surprise, surprise. Remember earlier when I said that Deji shifts the blame onto other people when he makes controversial videos? Well, he uses the same tactic here on KSI when apparently KSI gave him approval.
He said he gave me 100% like a go-ahead to upload this diss track.
Yo. Hey man, I was thinking of coming back in here later and throwing your phone against the wall. Is that cool? No. I guess I'm just asking for permission to do it.
No, I won't give you permission.
Okay, well, hypothetically, could I do it?
I guess you could, but I wouldn't want you to.
Gotcha. Alright, see you later. Well, you said I could do it.
Deji, I don't give a shit if JJ allegedly said you could do these things. We're the same age, so I know you're old enough to make decisions for yourself, and from a technical standpoint, you should be mature enough to know that, oh, maybe I shouldn't make a diss track on my brother, nor should I go on his enemy's podcast. But it's pretty clear that you're not. Well, he said I could, so technically, I can do whatever I want. So the only thing he can do to deflect the hate that he's getting is to make yet another video.
This will be the last time I talk about this.
Well, you made 7 more videos on the subject, so yet another lie.
I mean, if you spent over 30k from travels and everything, I'm pretty sure you dropped that video as well.
But Deji, you said that you're worth 5 mil, so what's 30,000 to you? You still have 4,970,000 in the bank. If my math is right, you only spent about 0.6% of your savings, so why are you crying about it?
The fact that JJ could allow such a thing, that's why I wasn't cool with him.
What do you mean he allowed this to happen? KSI and Randolph are both adults. JJ isn't his father, nor is he a controlling person. Unlike you, I have this little theory that the reason that Deji still lives with his parents is because he likes to have control over them. Because if he were to move out by himself, then who's he going to control? No one. He would probably start his own little Sidemen if he were to move out. Although they would come off more as Team 10. By the way, I would like to point out that this video has ads on it. And he also plugs his merch in the description. Deji claims that he wants to fix things and make it all private, but it's so obvious that he doesn't actually want to. He just wants to rake in the money and the views from this situation. I mean, even YouTubers who are close to you, like your own brother, KSI, and Keemstar have both called you out on your bullshit.
I haven't reacted to anything until a few days ago. Literally nothing. And as soon as I react, it's now a problem. And I didn't even react seriously. I took the piss. Because it's better to laugh than to cry. Oh my gosh.
Is JJ honestly expected to get into the middle of this and tell Randolph, hey man, you're not allowed to defend your wife because it's my brother? I mean, that just seems so ridiculous to me. Throughout all this, Deji, I swear, you are not taking any responsibility for your actions.
Then came the Christmas situation. A storm ventured through the Alatunji house that night. I'll have all the tweets from that night scrolling right over here, but to sum it up, KSI wanted to come home for Christmas, as people normally do, but Deji wouldn't let him in the house because JJ allegedly threatened to break his computer. I own the house. It's mine. You're not allowed. I will call the cops. Be gone, peasant. Okay, Deji didn't say that last one, but he might as well have. The two of them started to secretly record each other, and they both posted about it. KSI's was more effective. In Deji's recording, he tries to push a narrative that'll make him look good. Oi, stop attacking me, mum! When Deji's not even in the room, so he can't even see what's happening. So KSI ends up leaving, he returns to the Sidemen house. all alone, Macaulay Culkin style. And on Christmas morning, we were all blessed by Deji to have another video about this.
This video is not monetized, alright? Because I don't want to benefit monetarily from this.
Oh, but you will wear your own merch in the video. I mean, Deji, we all know you have shirts that are non-stank related. But this way you can subtly plug your own merch without actually having to say it. Gotcha.
I start to record what was going on in our conversation, whatever. I'm not going to put it out there. I mean, he can do it, but it will really just show the type of person he really is.
Oh, I love it. The simultaneous be the bigger man / victim card. That'll show him. I was recording too, but I won't post it. He probably will. As the video goes on, Deji continues to project his insecurities onto JJ and says stuff like, oh, you didn't make me, you didn't make me. Doesn't really explain what he means by that. Then he says this.
The reason I'm making this video is because he's made my mum and my dad cry. I've never seen my dad cry, and it's sad, bro. Seeing your parents cry is terrible.
Deji, have you ever sat down and considered that maybe it's both you and JJ that are making them cry, not just him? When they look at JJ, sure, they might be seeing some of the things that you're claiming, but what do they see when they're looking at you? Well, they're looking at their other son, who flew to a different country to make a music video about their first son killing babies. You really don't think that would make a parent cry, just that thought alone? You have zero empathy in you, Deji. You can't see things from their perspective. You can only interpret from how other people are acting from that ego of yours. Well, they surely can't be crying about me. I never do anything wrong. It's always everybody else. I'm always right. I wish I was exaggerating, but this is literally how Deji thinks.
I'm always about fighting back. Never let anyone put you in a corner.
It's a good message. But if only you weren't such a fucking hypocrite. In a future video, you disable comments and the like bar. You shouldn't have preached fight for what you believe in if you were just going to take away people's voice in the first place. Because how else are they going to stand up for themselves if what they're standing up for is that you're wrong? Let's not forget, you also ruined a bunch of your fans' Christmas, both you and JJ. Many of the children who watch you guys had their little hearts stomped on because you two just had to have a big public argument that night. You were getting so much hate on that alone from parents that you were forced to publicly apologize for that. Deji just really doesn't consider what are the possible outcomes that could happen from his actions. But after a couple more weeks of his ignorance and a lot of convincing, on January 6, 2019, Deji finally deletes the diss track.
I'm sorry. Everything I was doing was out of anger. It was impulsive, it was rash, it was out of anger, and I'm sorry.
In the video, he unlists the diss track and apologizes to JJ, but honestly, it's too late. It's not too late to make up with your brother, but it is too late for everyone in your audience to forgive you. During this period, you constantly talked about the drama, you lashed out at anyone who disagreed with you, and you disabled your comments. It's clear you only did this apology to salvage any sort of dignity you had left and move past this whole mess. Not to mention, you were also losing subscribers like there was no tomorrow. Anything to save your clout, I suppose. Also, you're still selling Unforgivable on iTunes. Just saying. So, class, what did we learn today? Deji Alatunji doesn't aid the YouTube community in the slightest. Frankly, he only makes it worse. His arrogance, misogyny, hypocrisy, insecurities, manipulation, and plagiaristic practices all need to be stopped. Or in the very least, toned down. What advice would I give him? Well, it looks like your practice with girls is already better. Keep it that way. Don't get so defensive when people criticize you. Take in the criticisms and truly try to understand what the people are trying to say. Don't spread the false narratives just to make yourself look good. Because instead, you just come off as a liar, a manipulator, and a hypocrite. Work on your insecurities, but honestly, that's just a note for all of us. And as for your content, well, I think Keem said it best.
You can go out on your own, do your own thing, and be successful. You know, make your own unique YouTube series that is like no one else's, and kill it.
If you ask me, stop making music, stop boxing, stop making videos about your brother. Do your own thing, whatever that means, and have fun with it. And I don't mean to keep making shitty reaction videos. You have an audience of 10 million subscribers. At least try to pioneer a new genre here on YouTube. I know that requires a lot of work and that you're kinda lazy, but that's what's gonna give you respect. That's what's gonna finally separate you from your brother. At last, people will stop saying, hey, that's KSI's little brother. Instead, people will start saying, whoa, isn't that Deji? The guy who started that new video format and now everyone's trying to copy it? Don't be the copycat. Be the cat that the others copy. I hope everyone enjoyed the first episode of Useless YouTubers. This has definitely been an exhausting journey for me. If you like what you saw, subscribe, stick around. Plenty more content coming on the way. I also run a couple of other channels. I have a podcast called Sophisticated Stupidity. It has its own channel, also available on SoundCloud and iTunes. Also, I run a comedy vlog channel by the name of Imaginary Work. So if you're looking for more lighthearted fun, it's definitely the place for you. There will also be a link to these projects in the end cards. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Adios.